All right, Fusion fam, what's up?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Man, we are live from Comic-Con.
Comic-Con?
I said Comic-Con.
You said Comic-Con.
Sounded out Comic-Con.
There we go. Correction. Comic-Con.
You just said the same. Anyway. All right. We got a very special guest with us. Could you please introduce yourself to the people?
So I go by King Melo or Mello the King on Spotify and all platforms.
Heck yeah.
Okay. And if you guys don't know who we are, I'm Chad.
And I'm Jeremy.
And together, this podcast, this tag team, this collective, these Comic-Con conquerors, as you see, these gaming gods, these wrestling phenoms, and don't forget your podcast universal champions.
That's right.
We are Fusion High.
Bang.
All right. So, King Melo.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
All right. So my name is Carmelo. That's where the Mello came in. I'm originally from New York, Harlem to be exact. I moved to Texas in 2007, so I'm a resident of Dallas. And yeah, man, I'm just fellow weeb otaku, just nerdcore hip hop artist. So yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, no problem. What made you come here to the great state of Texas?
So I actually moved here with family. My father, he does a lot of like IT work and stuff. So we traveled a lot, and we just happened to land here. And so yeah, I've been here ever since.
Okay. Nerdcore otaku rap.
Yeah.
Well, explain to the people what it is.
So I started out as just like a hip hop artist, just basically making music that kind of just resonates with me, my life experiences, things I've went through. And then as you know, I've always been an anime fan. So as I started kind of getting into animes and getting into more and more anime conventions, Japanese pop culture, I was just like, hey, like, it's cool to be able to mesh the two. So when I say like nerdcore, I'm more so towards the anime space, not really more so like the video game, which I might lean into that more, but that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be fun if you do though. I ain't gonna lie, there's so many things you can mix and match.
Yeah, there's so much out there. Like I haven't even scratched the surface.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody ever will, man. Like you said, there's so much. So who's some of your musical inspirations?
One of the biggest ones, and actually, and he's a huge influence as far as why I wanted to go into the space. You guys know of Mega Ran?
Yes.
Yeah. So Mega Ran, he is a he's a nerdcore hip hop artist. One of his first albums I listened to was Super Famicom, which is a really good album, and Mega Ran 9. So those are the two albums that I listened to and heavily influenced me to get into this space because the man has lyrics, he has a dope flow. He's from my neck of the woods. He's from the Upper East Coast, Philly. So
sweet.
So yeah, he was a huge influence as far as why I wanted to get into this space. So shout out to Mega Ran.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually follow him. He's pretty dope. Come on the podcast. But yeah, no, he's super cool, man. He's dope. So that's pretty cool. You got any other musical inspirations?
Yeah.
So another one is oh goodness, what's his name? Oh my God.
Pressure. That's what you.
Legit Born. He's a local artist out of Houston.
Okay.
I actually met him this weekend. We were actually part of a panel, the Otaku Rap party that was Friday, and
sweet.
so I've actually been like real kind of up to speed with like his music, and we recently just like met each other, we follow each other, so we talked about doing a collaboration. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's sweet. Bro. Yeah, so that's gonna be crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make a 4-hour drive pretty soon, or vice versa.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. So do you do
just conventions, or do you do other venues?
So I've done some local venues in Dallas. One venue was Dive 175. It's a dive bar in Richardson, Texas. I know some folks who are local to that area. You guys know what that is. And I've also done the Otaku Tattoo Expo. That was in Allen, Texas. I've done a performed there, and this recent one, Comic-Con, I performed here, and I just look forward to doing other conventions and performing at other venues. Just try to network and really meet folks like yourselves, and just kind of make the most of what I'm trying to do. And
okay, one more question. Do you have? I'm asking a silly question. How long have you been, rapping and doing conventions and other venues?
So I started going to conventions in 2010. That's when I first started. And the first anime convention that I went to was A-Kon in Dallas. And then I just kind of started branching out from there. Music-wise, I didn't start doing music professionally until 2019. So I worked with a local artist. He goes by, his name is Batsu Ono. He used to do a lot of work for a vape company called Vape Wild. But he was the one who really taught me how to mix, master. He worked with me on my first single called Dream State. He actually was a feature on there. And from there, I just kind of went my own way and just took everything that I learned, all the knowledge and wisdom that I've gained in this business, and just, how to maneuver. And just kind of went from there. Took off.
Okay. So King Melo.
Yes, sir.
The artist. Who is that?
That's a really deep question. So me as an artist, there's two sides to every coin, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like me as an artist, I try to show people the good side and what was the bad side of me, to let people know that as a person, you could, everybody goes through their trials and tribulations, mm-hmm. right? And it's how you emerge from those things. So that's just telling my story, and that's what kind of, I feel like all black men are kings, right? Okay. And so being a king is someone you are a king in your own right. You own, because there's two things that every person owns in life. You own your word and you own your name.
Ooh, deep.
And so I feel like as long as you protect those two things, and you move with a specific demeanor about yourself, you show respect to others, you set an example. You set the example, not be the example. And so that's kind of what I wanted to do with my music. Tell a story, let people know that, hey, even though you're going through certain things, you don't have to stay there. You can rise above it and push forward. And a lot of my music kind of goes into that. Some songs more in depth, some, more or less I tell a story using certain things as a metaphor. So.
Okay. Oh, and a good follow-up question. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Good follow-up question. So, what you just said, that was great. Is there a song that embodies what you just said?
So there's one song called Dream State, which is the first single that I put out. And so it's me basically just acknowledging my sins and taking accountability for it, and what you have to do to kind of push forward and just be nicer to yourself. Okay. And the reason why the song is called Dream State is because a lot of times some of our best ideas, some of our best work, some of our best visions artistically, it all happens in our dreams, right? And so I basically walk around in a sense of being in a dream state where I'm always drawing inspiration from something. It doesn't just happen in my sleep. I take everything that's around me and I use it to I'm like, how can I incorporate this into my own life? And then I put it into my music. Everything is an experience, right? Even sitting with you guys, I might even write about this. So
can't wait to hear that.
Oh yeah, right. How come? How you became so deep and philosophical the way you are, man? You were dropping gems and just. Also, you putting your thoughts and your feelings and everything into it. How did you become this person, man?
It's just life, man. Just life. I've been through a lot of traumatic experiences growing up. Things with my own family, which I won't get too deep into. But it's just relationships, just disappointments, whether it be on the workforce, a job. I've dealt with racism firsthand, in my face. So it's I've been through a lot of discouraging things, but I don't use it as a crutch. Right.
Understood.
I take it as a lesson and I learn from it, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Be nice to yourself. Anybody who's watching this right now, be nice to yourself. Don't shoulder the blame of things that happen to you. It's not your fault. Just keep pushing forward and do the best you can. That's just words of wisdom for all the viewers. But
damn.
Man, true words cannot be spoken. We definitely need to be nicer to ourselves, man. Because
yes, sir.
Especially like the stigma that hip hop gets, which we were kind of talking.
Yeah,
we were actually having a conversation about this.
Yeah, probably coming down.
Yeah, the stigma that hip hop gets is sometimes not a very positive one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of refreshing for you to have this state of mind in a profession that doesn't really allow people to really express that. Well, more so now than it did back then, but now we can really express it. But it's, like I said, very, very refreshing to hear you talk like this. But now let's talk about this otaku part of this.
Oh yeah,
let's talk. Let's
this is bread and butter.
Okay, so
the nitty gritty.
Oh yeah. So what were some of the first animes that you've seen that got you into it?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh, so Dragon Ball Z. That's one of the very first. And even I've seen some animes that even like predate. Well, I wouldn't say they predate Dragon Ball Z. I don't want to be made to be a liar. There are some animes like Ronin Warriors.
Okay.
That technically predates Dragon Ball Z.
There's Dirty Pair Flash. There's Dirty Pair Flash is for now. I might be showing my age a little bit when but for you guys, Dirty Pair Flash. It's an anime about these two women who are police officers, but they're kind of like outcasts of the police force, and it takes place like in a futuristic, version of like Japan, Tokyo.
Oh, like Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, like a Neo Tokyo kind of deal.
Yeah.
So it's really funny. Like they're like polar opposites, but at the same time they find a way to like work as a team, and it's really awesome. So it's a really awesome anime for anybody who.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, if you like that, it's an oldie, but I mean it's a really good one.
Because I'm sure it's in the 90s based on what you just said. Because I know there's two things that they put out there. Well, three I would say. Mecha suits.
Yes.
Neo Tokyo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And space. It's weird within cops too. Like,
oh yeah. Go wrong with those.
Oh yeah. Especially Akira, like classic. That's classic. I love that. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's the grandfather, man. That's what we always say. That's what started it all, man. Akira.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 1989. Golly.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
I always say like Dragon Ball is like the father of anime, but like the godfather of anime is Akira.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Some other animes that I've seen, like growing up, Inuyasha, I used to watch that.
Oh, God.
I used to watch that a lot. God, there's so many other ones.
It's such a meme now. Think about it.
Yeah, I know. That's my wife's favorite anime.
Yeah, Inuyasha. Yeah. What was another one? I guess you could say Pokemon.
You can say Pokemon. Y'all gonna put some respect on Pokemon.
You can say Pokemon.
Pokemon is an anime. Stop playing.
And Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the goats,
that's classics. So like a lot of the classics. I mean, I watch. Yeah, a lot of the classics.
I love classics.
But my favorite one.
I'm about to answer that question.
My favorite one. Growing up that I watched was Outlaw Star. And Outlaw Star and Cowboy Bebop. It's something about, you know what it is? It's something about like space animes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like mecha like Gundam. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like that.
2 in 1.
But just it's kind of like what made me love Outlaw Star and Cowboy Bebop so much was the music.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Because the anime,
the
anime was good, but the music was so top tier, and it still is top tier.
Right.
So yeah, just classics, man.
It's funny because Steve Bloom, we met him like 2 years ago now at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was saying like the music in Cowboy Bebop, man, it's out of this world. He'll tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him saying that. I was like, damn, you were part of it, dude. What the hell?
I have some friends that literally like really wanted to get into like jazz music.
Oh hell yeah!
Because of that anime. It's so wild. Yeah, like I have friends that are like, man, and I'm like, when did you start listening to jazz? And they're like, man, I watched Cowboy Bebop, and ever since then, man, I just can't get enough of it, man. I'm like, all right, dude, like, all right, like it's awesome.
I do have a question though. Like,
yes.
Have you have any like songs that sample any like songs from anime?
So I do have 2 songs. Actually, no, I have 3.
There we go.
Just kidding. So one song I did, it's called Ultra Instinct. That one is it was produced by Kami Beats. Shout out to Kami.
Okay.
And I did, yeah, it was dope. Like I listened to it and I was like, I hit him up. Like I know he has a YouTube channel, so I hit him up. And I was like, hey man, like, if I could, like, I want to reach out to you. And so he reached out to me, and he was like, yeah, man, what's up? And I was like, hey, like, I want to use this beat, like, for your song, like, for a song that I want to come up with. And he's like, all right, yeah, man, cool. Like, it's, you know. Damn. And so, yeah, like, I purchased it from him. He sent me to his BeatStars. I think it was like his BeatStars or his Bandcamp page. Okay. And yeah, I purchased it. And then it was funny because after I did the song, after I like, did it and mixed it and everything, I sent it to him, and I was like, what do you think of this? And he was like, yo, that is fire. I was like, and I was like, what? I was like, oh man, like, salute. So I did Ultra Instinct. I just recently came out with a song called Treason, and this is a funny story. So I actually I came across this anime. It's called The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil. Ooh. And it was an anime that came out last year. It's like a romantic comedy with like a little bit of action, and it was really interesting, and I got a good laugh out of it. But as I'm watching it, because you know some folks like, you know, here in, like, Americans, when we watch anime, we may interpret it differently than like, you know, Japanese folks who watch it. So I'm watching it and I'm like, this is really toxic. Like, this relationship is really toxic. And I was like, oh, you know what? I could really write a song about this. And so I binge watched it. I watched all 12 episodes in one sitting for the first season. And then after I watched it, I was like, it's a writing. And yeah, I wrote the song, and it's really cool. And then I got one of my friends, Jason Watts. Shout out to Jason. He did an AMV. He actually never seen anime before, so he binged it, and then he did an AMV to the song that I just released, and like he did it in like 3 days, and he sent it to me, and he was like, "What do you think?" And I was like, bruh. I was like, why is this so fire? And so he did that, and I have another song called Battlefield, which my brother produced. He goes by Kazu Beats. He's actually local to Austin. Shout out to you, bro. He produced that, and that was a homage to Samurai Champloo, which is also one of my favorites.
That's like, bro, you are naming everything I'm in love with anime, man. You got me.
Yeah, bro. I had to. Like it's funny because the very beginning of the song, it's like what was it? Those three samurai who were I guess they were like picking on this man who was in the road, and Gene was like standing there, and he was like, "Move it, you're blocking the road." And then they tried him like in the middle of the street, and it was like, and all these people were around, and Gene just didn't care. He was just like, you know what? I'm taking y'all all out. It don't matter. And that's like the very beginning. That's how the song starts off, and yeah, from there it just kind of goes and does this thing. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, Battlefield, Treason, and Ultra Instinct. Those are 3 songs right now that I have that are just paid homage to animes that I like, and who knows? I might do more. I might decide to do one for Cowboy Bebop. I might decide to do one for like Inuyasha, because those are really good stories, and I feel like it's real easy to write music to stories that you not only understand but you resonate with.
Oh shit!
So you guys might see some more stuff.
Yeah, you were talking about toxic relationships. Inuyasha is probably like the most toxic of them all.
Oh, Inuyasha is definitely toxic.
So you definitely got something, because you got excited about the other one with the toxic relationship. Yeah. You can definitely get something from this.
Inuyasha is definitely toxic. Like, definitely toxic.
It's all messed up, man.
Yeah. Oh my god, that show is crazy. So, any new current anime that you're watching?
So one that I'm watching right now. Well, I guess I'm on the 5th season. Because I like to binge stuff, because I just feel like if it's already out, I like to binge it. Yeah. But like if it's like an ongoing anime, I'm like, I don't want to wait for the next episode. Like,
oh, you sound like me.
Yeah, I like no. Because if I see an episode and it's really good, and then it leaves on a cliffhanger, I'm like, oh no, like I don't want to wait. But one anime that I'm watching is Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? And so it has a slow build up, but I think when I got to season 4, that's when I was like, oh, this is tough.
Damn.
This is tough.
So you like the heathen anime, huh?
I mean,
he calls everybody that. Oh, he says that every time. Like,
I wouldn't even say that one is a heathen anime. I would say, what's the anime? Jobless Reincarnation or whatever. Yeah. That one is heathen anime. Like I watched it and I was like, what am I watching? Yeah. What is this?
I started watching it, I was like, I started watching Food Wars one time. Yeah. I tried to watch it, my family comes in, I'm like, no. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, what am I watching? And my friend recommended to me. He's like, yeah, you should watch the anime Jobless Reincarnation. It's really funny. And I was like, okay. And I watched it. I'm like,
that's so funny because my wife did me like that.
And I'm like,
Don't you learn a lot about your friends?
In my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm not one to pass judgment on others. I try not to judge. So I'm just gonna. I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna go into this with an open mind. And I was like, let's see how it goes, right? And then as I continued to watch it, it just got worse and worse and worse. And it was just like, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm good.
Sitting there the whole time. We listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't. No, I'm judging.
I was like, yeah, no, I'm 100% judging.
Like, just don't be judgmental. That's all I ask for.
Yeah.
Just don't be judgmental.
Right. I know. I think what's another anime that I'm watching? I know they did a new season of Afrueta.
Oh, I've seen this, but I have not watched.
I know they did a new season of that. I think they're on season 3 right now.
Okay.
Season 1 was great. Season 2 was like but season 3 is like
It's kind of like Bronze and the Shield Hero. Like
yes. Oh my goodness.
The second season,
first season was so good, and then second season I was like, why? And the third season was like, all right, no. That's pretty much it right now that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure there's others that I'm watching that I'm just kind of like, you know what? I think there's some animes that I'm watching, but I think the seasons have like ended.
Typical anime.
Like I know, Blue Lock. Oh my God, Blue Lock is so good.
Yes,
Blue Lock is so good.
And you know, it got a lot of criticism this season, but I did not care. That story was so good.
Blue Lock is so good.
I think we were on the cruise and the season finale happened.
Okay.
Oh man.
Back in December, okay.
He scored that goal. I was like, let's go.
Oh yeah, no, I was so hyped.
I was so hyped.
Yeah, when I watched Blue Lock, I was like, why am I getting this excited? Like, why? I'm on the edge of my seat, like, like, all right, what's gonna happen? And I'm like,
Do you like soccer?
I do like soccer.
So I don't like soccer at all.
I like soccer a lot.
But it made me. I was walking by the soccer balls in Walmart, like,
No, because
you know you can't play, but you're an egoist though. You gotta do something.
So fun fact: when I was in junior high school, I was in what was it like my 7th? No, not even my junior high school. No, yeah, it was my junior high. Well, yeah, it was like 6.
Yeah, some places.
I was like 6th grade, 7th grade. I played soccer. And yeah, like I really enjoyed it. So I don't know, like watching Blue Lock and just watching soccer now, like it takes me back to when I was a kid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then like it helps me, like I resonate with my inner child. I'm like, man, like I remember how excited I was when I used to play, and I wanted to be like the best player on my team, and I wanted to work hard, and you know, just like I still do now. And so when I watch these animes and I see the main character and how hard he's working to like be like the best striker and everything like that, I'm like, dude, like. It
motivates.
It motivates me. Like even now with music, like I love watching animes like that where you have like a main character who is, you know, he goes through his struggles, trials, and tribulations, and then it's like, you know, he even though, and who knows where the main character ends up, right? Because a lot of these stories you don't know how it's gonna end.
Yeah, no.
And so. Like watching Blue Lock, I'm like, man, like that's crazy, and that motivates me and inspires me. Like I draw a lot of inspiration from anime.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So I know I do when I'm working out or something like that. If I'm acting like a little punk, I don't want to do something. I'm like, man, what would Goku and Vegeta do? They would do it.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy? I actually so there was a quote. And I forgot who said it originally, but I remember I was watching The Rock on Instagram. He made a post, and he was saying that a lot of times when folks like they say like, I have to do this or I have to do that. It's like, don't think of it as something that you have to do, but say, hey. I have the opportunity to, or I can do. It was something that he said where it was like, be grateful that the fact that you have the opportunity to do something, not that you're obligated to do something.
That's a great way of saying
it. Because when you feel like you have to do something, it makes you not want to do it.
Yeah.
But when you realize like, hey, I can wake up every day and I have the opportunity to do this, it makes you want to do it because you're like, oh, I could be doing anything else. I could have been anywhere else. But I have an opportunity to do this. So it's like, why not take advantage of that?
Because I have a similar philosophy when it's like the bad moments within a certain time that, you know, one has. So for example, like say like I have a bad day at work or whatever, just an example.
Right.
Like you said, like, well, at least you had the opportunity to be at work. Or, you know, like, you know what? Somebody had it worse than me.
Exactly.
Like, dude,
yes.
I could be far worse
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
And there's somebody on this planet right now are just wishing they could be in my position.
Yeah. Yep.
So you just go, damn, it's a bad day here, but I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, because a lot of folks are going through it right now, and so it's like me, like even though I do music and I go to these cons and I have a day job and and things like that. So it's like, I'm glad that I have there's a lot of folks who wish they could be in the position that I'm in right now, and it's like the fact that I'm like, I have no room to complain at all. Right. Like some things might upset me, because we all get, we all have our moments, right? But it's like, but at the same time, I quickly set myself out of bed. I'm like, you know what? At least I had the opportunity to be here, and do what I'm doing. So
even when you have a bad day, this is how I look at bad days. I'm like, sometimes I just see it and be like, today's that day. That means all the days prior were good. And then it's okay, this is a bad moment in time. Tomorrow you'll wake up, you'll reset.
Yeah, it's a singular moment, but I don't let that moment define how everything else is going to go.
Exactly.
You take your time to, deal with what just happened, but hey man, there's always tomorrow.
There it is. Yeah. Exactly like that.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
So, anime hot take, what you got?
Oh shoot.
Hot takes?
Chad's favorite question.
Let me say this.
Do you need some inspiration?
Oh God, here you go. I think he got one. You don't need help, Chad.
Some inspiration?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So my anime hot take is I think Rock Lee is trash. So that's my hot take. That's my hot take, man. Y'all got gassed him up. He had one. He had two good fights. Mm-hmm. Then that was it. But
once again, he's not 10-10. So
my anime hot take, I guess I could say is what's one that I can say?
Something that you'd be like, man, I'm down on this hill, and I don't care what any of y'all say.
So is it wrong? So that anime I mentioned, is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon?
Okay.
Yeah, the main character's trash. Ryu's the best character in that whole anime. Ryu the elf, she's the best character in that whole anime. Like,
it's sad.
The main character's trash. Yeah, like no.
I'm gonna have to watch that to see what's going on.
Yeah, I gotta get you.
When you watch an anime, like you're gonna be like, okay, like the main character, yeah, he's cool and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then like it's crazy because like it's not even just him. Like I ended up liking all the side characters better than I like the main character.
Dang, that's crazy.
Oh no, I think I've been there before too. It's like, oh, wow.
All the side characters I like way more.
Everybody else, yeah.
I like all the side characters way more than the main.
Yeah.
And I feel like just. Also, Kirito from Sword Art is trash. Like, no, he's trash.
Oh man,
he's trash.
I stopped watching Sword Art after the second one when his sister started liking him. In the second one, I was like, well, all right, we're gonna go ahead.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. The whole anime is trash.
Oh,
only the first one to me is good. That after that, you can keep it on.
Well, the reason why so here's my thing, right? And this is a recent hot take that I have.
Okay.
The reason why I think Sword Art itself is trash is because when you watch the first season, right? Because you guys are privy to Sword Art, right? So you watch the first season and you're like, in the end, you're like, okay, so Kayaba, he just what? and then it wasn't until 5-6 years later that they do like a whole, like, I guess it was a movie. I think it was Ordinal Scale. I think that was the movie.
Yeah.
And in Ordinal Scale, they basically talk about like why Kayaba did what he did.
Wait, what?
And like they go more in depth as far as like why he did what he did, and they made it seem like Kayaba was crazy like in the first season of Sword Art, but then like when you watch the Ordinal Scale movie 5 years later, you're like, oh, he wasn't crazy. Like it was a whole nother thing that was going on that led him to do what he did and why he did what he did. And I'm like, it took y'all 5 years.
I call that the Kingdom Hearts effect.
It took y'all 5 years to break that down, and I'm like, yeah, no, this anime's trash. I was like, oh, anime's trash.
See, I was just talking to him about that, about Kingdom Hearts. Like, I love Kingdom Hearts. I'm literally wearing a shirt today.
Yeah.
The first two, goated. But then after that, it starts getting dicey. And then they try to, when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, now they have to try to tie in, I call it a conspiracy theorist dream with this game is here, this game was here, this was there.
It's all chained up.
Right.
Chain of memories. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So it's like now we have to try to make it all work and tie up a Kingdom Hearts 3, and you get the game and you play and it's like,
Huh?
Right.
Nah.
You can't explain it like that, player.
I see you.
Nah.
Right.
Now you really just killed Sword Art. I'm never going to go watch it.
No. Like, and it's crazy because I had a whole conversation with my friends about this on Discord, and I was like, I don't like Sword Art. Sword Art is trash. And they're like, why? And I was like, oh, because of this. And then they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, it took him 5 years to break down why Kaiba did what he did in the first season. And they're like, what? And I was like, go watch Ordinal Scale and come back. And then one of my friends, he left the Discord, went and watched the movie, came back 2 hours later and was like, anime trash.
Damn it.
I was like, you see what I mean? He's like, yeah. And I'm like,
dang, you can't make this point like this.
Sorry guys if you like Sword Art, but anime's trash. I'm sorry.
I have a good question. So what anime did you wish they either continue on or that they stop in the middle of it and then never made another season?
What's crazy is I really wish Samurai Champloo would have continued. But I feel like it ended the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm glad. And what's really interesting, fun fact, is that Samurai Champloo was never supposed to be an anime in the first place.
Really?
Yeah. So the creators, what it was supposed to be, like it was supposed to be like a TV show of some sorts.
Oh, okay.
Where they kind of do like a mesh of like the Japanese and hip hop culture kind of deal.
Yeah.
And it was never originally supposed to be an anime. So the like Nujabes, Fat John, Suchie, like all the folks who were part of the music of Samurai Champloo, they were all supposed to be included in said show.
Really?
Yeah. And so the fact that it turned out the way it did, it was actually really cool. And another anime I wish I could have continued that ended, I want to say, well, it continued. It didn't necessarily end. It did continue because they did do another season just last year. But I think I feel like I wish they would have continued the story with Lelouch and Code Geass. But the most recent season that they did, it kind of leaned away from Lelouch, the main character, and they kind of went another direction. But it's all tied in the same universe still, so to speak. So, like even like the Akito of the
I think you're right, of the Rebellion.
Yeah. And so even when they did that, I was like, okay, it's still all tied to the same universe, but it's like
totally different story.
But everybody loves Lelouch. Like Lelouch is one of my favorite characters in the whole anime. Suzaku's broken as hell. I hate Suzaku. I hate him. He's OP.
Suzaku's that dude.
He's OP. He's broken. Like I hate it. Like he was broken before he had the Geass used on him, and he was even more broken after he had the Geass used on him. So no, I don't like Suzaku.
Poor man's luck.
Yeah, I don't like Suzaku. No, he's annoying.
That's one of my favorite animes of all time. Great, phenomenal story. I was very hesitant when they have you seen the movie?
Oh yes.
I was so afraid to watch that movie. Like I haven't even watched the new season because I was like, oh my god, like please don't. Like the movie was good. Like, the movie turned out to be good.
Yes.
But I was just so afraid of them touching it because it ended so like Romeo and Juliet Shakespearean, man. It ended so good.
It did.
So when they did the movie, and of course Lelouch is alive, it's like, but how? But they did a great job of explaining all that stuff.
They did.
I was very hesitant to watch the anime, but would you recommend that I watch it?
The new season? Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I like it because it's more so. First of all, the main character is a woman.
Okay.
And I feel like it's awesome that they went in a different direction and kind of took like they gave like a different take on what it would be like for a woman to be somewhat in the shoes of someone who has the power of a Geass and how they would use it and the reasons why they're using it.
Okay.
So I feel like it gives a different perspective on how they're telling the story of the Code Geass universe.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like I highly recommend it. Whether you like it, whether you like it or not, it's definitely it's subjective. But I personally would recommend it because I like it. So
okay, so I'm gonna check it out. I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it is funny how everything just kind of like you'll notice how everything like ties in, like from the previous Kokios animes and seasons and things like that that you've watched in the past. It all just ties together. So y'all will definitely enjoy it.
Okay, nice. So you game?
I do.
You game? Okay, so what's one of the first video games that you ever played before?
One of the first video games? Ooh.
I'm in a nostalgic mood. We're doing like a video game music panel today. And I've been looking at all the video game music and like the older games. And I'm like, I'm going to ask that question.
So one of the first games that I've ever played,
I know for me, I played Super Mario. Well, technically Pac-Man. It's probably like the first game I like to play.
Yeah, like if I'm going back, like back, I want to say like Pac-Man for sure.
Yeah.
Watch the Terry.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. Pac-Man was one of the first games that I played as a kid. Then I remember playing because I remember I went to my grandmother's house like when I was younger, and she had like she had a computer that had like Pac-Man on it.
Oh, nice.
And so and that's what I played. And Super Mario World was another
of course.
first that I played. Sonic CD.
Oh, let's
Sonic
go.
CD, okay.
Let's go.
Well, just like the Sonic games in general, like Sega Genesis Sonic games and stuff like that. And Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
like the OG Mortal Kombat.
Of course.
Yeah. Pretty much. OG Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, Street Fighter 2.
What are you currently playing now?
Right now? Oh, man. I'm actually thinking of picking up Black Myth Wukong.
It's fun, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's challenging. But it's so fun. For me, I like challenging games, so I enjoy this.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and so I was like, you know, I might pick it up. Final Fantasy 16, amazing game.
Ooh,
that game.
Game of Thrones. That's all I could think of.
You know what's crazy? As I was playing it, I was like, this is Game of Thrones Final Fantasy Edition.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It's so good.
Yeah, I was like, this is literally Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And so like Final Fantasy 16, great game. I haven't completed it all the way through yet. I'm probably gonna play it when I get home.
Neither have I. I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna play it when I get home. I'm playing Marvel Rivals right now.
Okay.
I just downloaded that. Actually, right before we came here, I downloaded it.
Marvel Rivals is really good, and I'm debating whether or not I want to get back into Power World. I'm debating whether or not I want to do that. Because they got like some huge updates. So I'm thinking about that. And one game that I'm playing is I know a lot of you Genshin Impact folks are gonna hate me when I say this. Wuthering Waves.
Never heard of it.
So it's by Kuro Games. They're the same company that made what's that game called? Oh goodness. I can't remember. But yeah, but it's made by Kuro Games, and a lot of people say it's a Genshin Impact clone, which I feel like you could argue that it is. But at the same time, I'm like, there are some differences. Like in combat, the story is way better than Genshin's, in my opinion. And
that's where you're gonna make people mad.
Yeah, the story is way better in my opinion. And I feel like Wuthering Waves is great because I don't know. I feel like when I play Genshin, there's just something weird about like playing characters that are like children. Like if every character you come out with is like a child, it's weird. Where like Wuthering Waves, it's like, okay, I feel like I'm actually playing a game that was made for like folks my age, like adults.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like where I'm playing Genshin, I'm like, I feel like this game was literally made for kids. Like this game was not like, and so I don't know. I did play it, and I did play Genshin at one point. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. I'm not gonna sit up here in front. Like I never played the game. Yeah. But after a while, I was just like, man, like I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. And then I saw the trailer for Wuthering Waves, and I saw like they did like I saw a clip, and actually I saw it on Twitter. So I posted a clip of the game on Twitter, and it was like it was all in Japanese, so I couldn't read it. Yeah. But it was just like a video, and I watched it. I was like, "What is this?" And then I saw the trailer for it in English, and I was like, "Oh, I remember this. I saw this on Twitter," and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Yeah." It came out, and I was like, oh, "I'm playing this."
Like, we got action.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "All right, guys, here we go." But yeah, that's what I'm playing. That's what I'm playing right now. And I'm pretty sure there's some stuff in the future that I might look into. But yeah.
You got anything else, Jay?
No, because I'm like looking at the time like I'm sad.
Yeah. You're a busy man, so we'll let you get back to it, man. Thanks for doing this with us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you.
If
Thank
you
you for having me.
let everybody know where they can find you, where they can find you, your music, all of it.
Of course, yeah. So you guys can find me King Melo. It's KINGMEL0 on Instagram. You guys can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, and all other platforms. It's Mello the King, MELOTHEKING. So you guys can find me on there. And yeah, I would say follow me on TikTok, but
that happened last night.
It's gone.
I would say follow me on TikTok, but you know, yikes hard lemonade. And so, but yeah, you guys can find me on there, and yeah, I'll see you guys around.
All right, man, and you can follow us at the Fusion High Podcast. You can catch us on Instagram. Oh, dang it, I'm programmed to say TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X if you're nasty. Man, like, share, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube. We've been having a great time interacting with y'all. Y'all been liking our stuff. We've been liking y'all liking it. So we'll continue to do our thing.
Yeah, we got what's up? What you got back there?
You already took the kids. You gotta take TikTok too.
Oh my God! There's a crazy man in the background. I don't know who it is.
And CapCut, bro.
Man, they took everything. Oh my God! I can't have anything now.
Can't have nothing nice.
I better get my yearly subscription back for CapCut. Dang it!
Yo, man.
Oh, and also all you Marvel Snap guys and Mobile Legends guys. I'm sorry.
It's gone too.
It's gone too.
Hey, I'll be pissed if they took away Wukong because you know it's a Chinese game.
Yeah. Oh, they better stop playing.
They made China lose since we all like taking stuff, all the Chinese stuff, man.
Oh
God.
my God.
It's Temu next.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, this guy, I heard they got some fire stuff at Temu, believe it or not, though. So.
You know what? I have to stay off Temu because.
You went crazy or what?
Yeah, I went crazy on Temu.
Yeah.
Hey,
you were shopping like a billionaire?
I probably spent like.
Oh man.
I probably spent like a good like $350.
You're not going home. You're going to rehab.
Hold on. Real quick question. I do have a question. Do they really have some good stuff on T-Pain?
Oh no, they really do.
I be like, cause I seen T-Pain, he got like a Wukong stick. He was like, he unboxed it and everything. That shit did look fire, and he's like, yo, this is nice.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? So anybody who has never shopped on Temu before and wants to start doing it,
yes,
I would highly recommend please review the pages and review the items that you are buying, because reading is fundamental and it's very important, because you want to spend your money on stuff that you're, and you're like, oh, I thought I was getting this, and it's something completely different. Please read what you are purchasing, and read reviews of what you are purchasing, because if you guys don't read reviews, if you guys don't read the actual products, you might end up buying something and you're gonna feel like you got scammed, when essentially, like,
it's your fault.
Yeah,
you didn't read.
Yeah. So treat Temu like you would. Treat Temu. I will say this: treat Temu like you would buying anything on Amazon. Treat it the same way. Just read what you're buying, read reviews, and you'll be fine.
And don't treat it like the policy agreement on video games where you just click accept.
Please read the fine print.
Read there.
Yes.
All right, Mello, we're gonna let you get out of here, man. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Yeah, thank you
guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I'm Chad. There's Jeremy. That's King Melo, the God over here with the Fusion High Podcast. And that's Deacon Rap in the back.
Hey, come here.
Come in. Get it on camera.
Come on.
Get it on camera. Get it on camera.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, there you go.
This is our guy right here, Deacon Rap.
Man, y'all so
covering my beautiful face. That's okay though.
I'm just trying to fit in.
Just trying to fit in. You having a good time, brother?
Man, bro. The panels have been fire. The equipment's been fire too, but that's another story.
Oh my God.
Look, I am happy that you guys showed up. Like, for real, like, these guys literally saved my ass during anime bingo.
Yeah, we got
Oh
you,
man,
That's what we
you
here
just
for.
asked. I was like, we got a little time. Why not?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And like this dude right here, this is your first time performing at San Antonio Con, right?
Yeah, it is.
You got 3 podcast interviews over the weekend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
He got 3 podcast interviews.
Yeah, I did actually.
And he got connected with a promoter.
Oh shit.
Out of Austin. Mm-hmm. So as far as like, you know, first time performing in San Antonio, I think he did pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, man. You're taking.
Yeah, so all you guys in the Austin area, I will be in Austin next weekend. So
yeah.
I will. You guys can follow me on my Instagram, and I'll have all the info there, so you guys can check me out.
Sweet.
Okay, well, sweet, man. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for doing the interview. We'll let y'all get back to y'all lives.
Thank you guys.
We're the Fusion High Podcast, and we out this thing.